Welcome back to another video. I've discussed the GMT 800, I've discussed the GMT 900, now let's go over the GMT K2xx. Being out just long enough to develop some sort of track record, I'll go over the Chevrolet Tahoe from 2015 to 2020 to better educate you about your ride or your future purchase. Let's get started. The hybrid options have been dropped completely for this generation, and only two engine options were available for this generation. The 5.3 Ecotec V with 355 horsepower and the 6.2 liter V8 with 420 horsepower paired with either a 6L80 6-speed auto transmission or an 8L90 8-speed auto. And both engines and transmissions have reported issues, which I'll discuss later in the video. No AC is an issue that persists from 2015 to 2017. The AC condenser is prone to cracking and leaking out all the refrigerant. There is a special coverage adjustment by GM for this issue, up to 60,000 miles. The crack usually happens around here, and if your hose is over 60,000 miles, you'll have to replace it and get it recharged by a pro. No brake lights or flickering brake lights is a common issue. The tail lights are completely enclosed and uses a circuit board and LEDs instead of standard bulbs. The circuit board can crack in these two spots, and Danny at Johnson's Garage has a great video on how to do this. Or simply bite the bullet and buy a new one. GM has recalled 1.2 million vehicles for a power steering issue. The power steering assist can fail randomly, then come right back. This could cause a crash during any type of cornering, so if you're taking that corner and the power steering is easy and all of a sudden it gets hard and you're trying to turn when it's hard and then it comes back and you overcorrect, very dangerous. The 2015 Silverado, Tahoe, Sierra, Yukon, and Escalade has all been affected. And apparently it only needs a software update to fix that issue. So if you're looking in the 2015 model, make sure it's been fixed. I mentioned before how there are transmission issues, and the 8L90 8-speed is at fault. And I've read that quite a few owners had to replace their transmission. GM is actually subjected to a class action lawsuit due to the transmission issues, like very harsh shifting that some owners said it felt like they were hit by another car, stalling due to torque converter locking up, and shuddering. GM has yet to provide a proper fix besides installing a new transmission with new parts. A few folks mentioned doing a complete trans flush before issues pop up would prevent trans failure. That's worth a try if you have the 8L90. Misfires can happen, and there are many reports of the fuel injectors needing to be replaced to fix this issue, so I'd replace the fuel injectors with higher quality replacements. There are vacuum pumps in our cars that help assist our braking, so the vacuum pump from 2015 to 2018 becomes depleted a lot easier and ultimately gives you soft brakes, which can become dangerous. So the GM dealer has to recalibrate the brake module to assist more whenever the vacuum pump is depleted. The ribbon cable for the infotainment TV for the passengers can break and over just normal use after shutting and closing it. So you just have to replace that ribbon cable. The 5.3 liter motor has an active fuel management. Basically, during light city driving, your V8 motor turns into a V4 motor, effectively turning off 4 cylinders. And just like its predecessor, the 5.3 has reports of burning oil. Basically, the oil ends up slipping past the piston rings in those 4 deactivated cylinders, and you burn oil. Since this new generation motor is still fairly new, it's hard to say for certain how common this issue will be, but a surefire way to prevent this issue is to install an AFM disabler, which you can simply plug into your OBD2 reader while your battery is unplugged. I'll link an affordable one down below for your convenience. And on top of that, when you do go into V4, there are often shudders because the motor isn't balanced, which is not a terrible thing. It just means that your motor mounts are probably gonna fail.
Wait a minute, what?
But that's another reason why you should get the AFM disabler. And you don't buy a V8 to save gas.
You're goddamn right.
Other mentionables. The 22-inch rims have cracked on a few owners. The magnetic ride shocks have leaked on a few owners. The 2015 Trans Temp has a potential to reflect slightly improper readings. The seats are uncomfortable. I think a lot of times you buy an SUV for how comfortable it drives on the long term, and navigation is a bit outdated. If you're looking for a Tahoe, I look past 2018 to avoid majority of these issues. And I personally wouldn't buy this model year. I'll just keep my 2008 Tahoe. If you want to see how this stacks up to that Tahoe, check out this video. This is Chris at AutoMotivate. Always appreciate and respect one another. I'll see you next time.